doing simple interest today. Completely different than what we've been doing, but not that bad. Today's homework is your odds only. Again, if you forget what your homework is, look at the first 10 seconds of the video and you will see what I say. The agenda. All right, simple interest. So, I'm going to write that down in my notes. Simple interest. And today's date is special. Today's date can be written with exponents. This is today's date. Today's date is 1 squared, 4 squared, and 5 squared. What's today's date? What do you know that today's date is? What is
1/16/25.
Today's date is 1/16/25. Also, 1 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared.
Just add 1 times 1 equals 1, and then 4 times 4 is 16, and then 5 times 5 is 24. No, 25.
Today's date. So the number one mistake kids do is the 1 squared. What is 1 squared? 1. Right, 1 times 1 is 1. But kids sometimes think that this is 2. It's not 2. And then 4 squared is 16. So today's date, because this year ends in 25, there's going to be a lot of dates that have this math problem that you can do.
Are we doing that today?
We're doing simple interest today. But the date just kind of fits with exponents. And some of you already know exponents, so it's kind of like a mathy little thing. You know. If you like it, you're totally a math person. Hate to break it to you, but you're a math person. If you're like, huh? Okay, it's all right. It's cool. If you can think of a date that's like this, that's coming up, let me know, and then I might give you extra credit. Okay, simple interest. Have you ever seen your parents use a credit card at the store?
Yes.
Okay.
And they have to type in a code.
Okay.
I memorized the code.
Yeah.
Okay. Usually that code means it's a debit card, not a credit card.
Oh.
But similar. Have you guys, do you know that do you know if your parents have like an Amazon account where they get Prime delivery? Okay, well, when I was a kid, no. Anyways, you guys do Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats?
Yes.
Okay. So, any of those things, your parents use a credit card, Amazon deliveries, food deliveries, all of that requires a credit card. So they go on their app for Amazon and they're going to order XYZ and it gets delivered next day, right? Did they hand over cash to anybody? No, it's the credit card that's with the Amazon company. So let's say I spent $100 on Amazon.
Wow, that's a
What happens at the end of the month?
I don't know.
It doesn't give you a
I spent $100 on my credit card. What happens at the end of the month?
They pay you interest.
Before that, they give me a bill
Oh yeah.
in the
You
mail.
have to pay the
And they
credit
go,
card.
oh, MasterCard, Visa, you owe us $100 because you spent it at Amazon or Target or wherever, right?
So they have to pay $200?
No, they say, you owe me $100. You spent $100, you owe me $100. But I'm like, dude, I'm kind of like low on money. I'm only going to pay $50. So I send my payment $50, right? So how much do I owe now? 50. But guess what happens on the next month? I don't spend any more. I'm like, no, I got to cut back. No more. Am I going to get a bill for $50?
No.
Yes.
Cause you're gonna pay late. You pay late, so they're gonna
Fine you more.
Okay, what if I don't pay it late? I paid them $50. I owe them 100, but I don't have 100 to pay them. I only paid them 50. So shouldn't my bill be 50 now?
No, you have to pay interest.
I have to pay interest. All of a sudden now my bill comes back the next month and says $75. And I'm like, wait, what? I spent 100. I gave you 50. Why are you telling me I owe 75? Your math is wrong.
Late fee.
Their math is not, no, it's not late fee. Interest. I paid it on time. I just didn't pay the whole thing. So it's
If you pay
interest.
the whole thing, they don't charge you with interest?
Correct.
Oh.
So if you pay your whole credit card bill at the end of the month, no interest. And that's something great. You should always try to do that. Encourage your parents to do that. My math teacher said you should. Okay, how do I find interest? Interest is equal to P times R times T. What in the world are we talking about today? So, interest. And there's this formula we have to use. Just like when we do a triangle, it's base times height divided by 2. Or when we did range on our do now, we had to subtract the big minus the small. Well, to find interest, you need to use this formula. P times R times T. Now, what in the world do these letters mean? Okay, I stands for interest. P.
The principal.
Yep. Dude, how did you know that? Oh, I know. Jose Manuel showed you.
Nope. And then the R is entrance rate.
I didn't even teach.
And then the T is time in years.
Dude.
He
You're
searched
right.
it up.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Oh, it is? Okay. Principal. What's another word for principal?
Principal.
Vice principal.
Nah, yes. Okay. True. But in math, in this class,
The ball.
principal is your money. Principal in this class. So principal does stand for a lot of things.
Sure.
Okay. R stands for rate. What is rate? Rate is just a fancy word for the percent. Okay. Are they going to charge you 5%? Are they going to charge you 20%? Are they going to charge you 13%? No say. All right. Times the time in years. The time in years. So money times the percent times the years. Principal times rate times time. PRT. So you're going to take not 2 numbers, but you're going to take 3 numbers and multiply 3 numbers together. We're going to multiply 3 numbers together. All right, after we multiply, you're going to find your total. Now, what do you think I'm going to do to find the total?
You're gonna multiply all of them.
So I already multiplied all of them, and I get an answer. What am I going to do to find the total?
You're gonna add.
I'm going to add. You're going to take your principal, how much money did you borrow, and you're going to add the interest. How much extra money do you have to pay? And this will give you your total amount. Do any of you have savings accounts? Cool. So you might have a savings account that you put your like birthday money in, or your like Christmas money, or maybe like an aunt deposits ever so often. That'd be cool, aunt. I wish I was that cool. Great idea, Miss Millie. You should be. I'm not. All right. So you have this money in the bank, right? Do you take it out, or do you just keep it in there?
You keep it in there.
Okay, so you can't keep it in there. Can't take it out. Some of you keep it in there. Okay, cool. So what does the bank give you as a thank you for keeping your money there? Interest, but good interest. They like give you free money. The bank will give you free money to keep your money with them, and don't take it out. You leave it there. It's literally free money. Okay, Uncle Sam does tax you on it, but we're not going to talk about that. It's free money. So some of you do have a savings account, and that's pretty cool. Wish I had a savings account. All right. We're only going to do 2 problems in our notebooks, okay? So we're only writing down 2 problems. They're pretty long because it's story, but we're not going to complain because it's only 2. Yay, us. You have a savings account with $4,500.
That's a lot of money.
I already got 500.
Okay. You have a savings account with $4,500. It earns 2% interest if I leave the money in the bank for 18 years. How much will I have? Yeah, we're only doing 2 problems. That's it. Let's say when you were born, the happiest day of your parents' life.
Was it though?
I don't know. That's another conversation. Okay. I'm sure it was for my brothers. Oh, my little sister's born.
You have sisters?
No.
Not yet.
She had an older brother.
I'm sure my brothers said that when my little sister's born.
You know our sisters, you only have one brother? 2 brothers.
So when I was born on Christmas Eve, which they like to say that I ruined their Christmas, I disagree.
Christmas Eve?
Yes.
Happy late birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy
Yeah, thank you.
birthday, man.
Anyways.
Oh, bro.
I just turned. Let me live. Anyways, my parents were like, let's open a bank account and let's put $4,500 into the account, but she can't touch it for 18 years, so it just sits there for 18 years. The bank says, thank you very much. We're gonna give you 2%. Okay? Banks don't give a huge percent. But you know credit cards, they'll charge you anywhere from like 15 to 25, even more percent. And you've been dealing with a lot of percent. So when I say they charge you 20% interest, you know it's going to be a lot of money. All of a sudden, this $500 PS5 is going to cost you $700 because of the interest. All right, here we go. So from here, you have to pick out the principal, the rate, and the time in years. So looking back at our word problem, what number is our principal?
No, the money.
The money. So $4,500. What's the rate? 2%. But we have to write it as a decimal. So please write this down. What is 2% as a decimal? 0.02. You have to make sure you have that 0. Miss J and I, those are the number 1 mistakes we see, right? You guys are not using the correct decimal. All right, and the time in years. How many years am I going to have that money in the bank? 18 years. Okay, so when you have a word problem like this, you have to take out the 3 numbers, Andy, the principal, the rate, and the time. How much money did you borrow? What's the percent? And then the years. Okay, what am I going to do with these 3 numbers?
Add them up.
So interest is equal to P times R times T. PRT. Principal, rate, and time. PRT. So yes, we're going to multiply 4,500 times 0.02 times 18. 4,500 times 0.02 times 18.
That's a lot.
All right, this is when we take our calculators. We type in 4,500. You can type it in any order that you like. In any order that you like.
1,620.
Okay, what does 1,620 represent?
Money.
What money?
Interest money.
Interest money. Interest money.
That's a lot of money.
$10,000. So she had $5,000 now.
No, 6,000.
Right, exactly. So this is the free money the bank is going to give me.
That's a lot from a bank.
Right? Is that how much I have in the bank though? No. What do I have to do with this this number?
Add it
With the
to your...
money you have right now.
Okay, so second step. First step is to multiply. Then second step is to add your principal plus your interest. Your principal plus your interest. So how much money do I have in total?
6,120.
So in total, when I turn 18, I'm going to have $6,120
That's a
in
good
the account.
start.
Are you that rich?
Totally.
Oh,
Yeah, totally. $6,000 after
That's a good start for an
8.
adult.
it. I like your positive thinking. Oh. All right. One last problem. You can't complain. Dude, I have 30 million more, so I can give them to you all today. All right, Oscar, we're going to quiet down. Okay. I'm in the market for a new house. Okay. I took out a loan that I'm writing down on my paper because Miss Amelie's only going to give us 2 problems to do, so I'm not going to complain. I'm going to do it. It's just 2 problems. I took out a loan for $700,000
That's a lot.
to buy a small
So you make
house.
1 million
Small
a year?
house, 700,000.
fixer-upper.
Miss O'Malley,
Yes.
if you take out a loan for 700,000, you have to make more than that. A year?
I was gonna say yes, but no. Because you do have to make a certain amount of money. You have to make a certain amount of money, but you're not making that much. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you didn't have to pay them, everybody would be taking it.
So you have to pay that much money?
Yes.
Maybe more.
You're borrowing that money, and then you have to pay an interest.
So if I borrow $1 million, I have to pay them $1 million back?
Yes, with
Yeah.
interest.
Yeah, they're gonna cost you more.
It was like maybe.
I love how some of you you do know about this.
Me too.
I saw it.
You're the one who just asked, so I have to pay it back. Of course you have to pay it back. So,
I know, but I have to translate for my dad.
we've all been there.
What?
I negotiate.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, when you buy a house, you take out a loan, okay? People don't buy houses just cash. Because it's a lot of money.
More.
And when you take out a loan, it will take you 30 years to pay it, okay? And the interest rate here is 7%. Right now, if I go to the bank and ask for a house
That's
loan,
a lot of money.
it's about a 7% loan. It used to be a lot less. Who knows what it is tomorrow? All right. So let's take out the information that we need. The principal, which is the money, the rate, which is the percent, and the time, which is the years. So let's fish out all the information from our word problem that we need. The principal, the rate, and the time.
Principal $700,000.
$700,000 loan. That's the check they're gonna give me for $700,000. What's the interest rate that they're gonna turn?
0.07.
So 7%, which is equal to 0.07. That 0 matters.
It's easy.
Okay. What's the time?
30 years.
30 years. All right, I'm gonna take an H2O break while you type that into a calculator carefully.
147.
Wait for the shock and awe. Yep. Can I borrow $700,000?
Wait, not yet.
I'm not saying anything.
400,000 as a song.
Wait, 0.07 or only 0.7?
Are you gonna charge me 70% interest? No.
Oh no. So 0.7.
0.07.
It should look like this.
Miss, I keep getting a million.
And you are not wrong.
I'm not wrong? Okay, a million, that's a lot of interest.
1,470,000.
So when I multiply all of these numbers, your interest will equal $1,470,000.
That is not worth taking up.
Now, listen. I will be honest with you. When this math problem that we do as 7th graders, it's a pretend. These numbers are not pretend. These are actual numbers that you can do. A house does cost $700,000. The interest rate is 7 years, and it does take people 30 years to pay it. That's real life, not making up numbers.
What was the new pay?
What I am making up, I'll answer that question in a minute. What I am making up is this math that we do in 7th grade is pretend, because this is a scenario where we don't make any payments. This is like, if I make no payments, how much will I end up owing after 30 years? In high school, you'll do some harder math that's with payments. So this number's a little bit less in the real world. Now, what happens, Sadero, if I make no payments on this loan for this house?
The interest keeps on getting higher.
The police comes to you.
Yeah.
You will get kicked out of your house, and the bank will take over the house. Why does the bank let me borrow money? Because I don't make
Interest.
They make money by interest, and if I don't make the payments,
They get more money.
they get more money, and they just keep the house. The house belongs to them. The house belongs to the bank until I make my last payment. We got to make those payments every single month to keep paying this amount and this amount.
I
So
thought
you're paying these two amounts. How much is this total house going to cost me after 30 years?
2,107,000.
How do we get that number? What math do we have to do?
Add.
Put a big plus sign.
That's a lot of money for a tiny house.
wait, when do we add like 700,000 with that?
Right now. Second step. Your second step is to add, what did you borrow? Now I put it at the bottom because it's a smaller number. Now it's a smaller number. And I put the interest on the top. Remember, it's okay if we flip these. We want to make sure that the biggest number is on top. So you're going to pay the bank $1,470,000 just in interest. Just in interest. Then you have to pay the $700,000. So it's kind of like when your brother, if your brother asks you, hey, can I borrow 20 bucks? You're like, yes, of course, brother. Yes. But you're going to pay me back $25.
And they don't pay you back.
And then they'll be like, wait, what? What? And if they really want to borrow those 20, they'll agree to pay you 25. And if they go, no, then you're like, okay, that's cool. Put back my 20 bucks in my
I'll
pocket.
do $23.
Okay.
I'll be nice.
Okay, your family. I love that. The family discount.
$15.
So, you are now exposed to interest. So now next time your friends or your brother or sister ask for, hey, can I borrow $5? Yeah, sure. Gotta pay me $6. Come on, kids.
$20.
Make yourself a little bit of cash, you know? They're the ones borrowing the money. All right. So this is interest. There's good interest, like savings account gives you free money. And then there's bad interest where credit cards. If you don't pay your credit card, you're going to be charged a lot in interest.
Too much.
Too much. All right. I do have something to show you, which is completely